Alright guys, in today's video I want to talk about, will moving to the Philippines truly make you happier? Or even Southeast Asia for that matter. So if you're thinking about leaving your home country for the Philippines or Thailand or Vietnam or Cambodia or anywhere else for that matter, it really is a dream for a lot of people. But will it actually make you happier? Let's break down what really changes when you relocate and what doesn't change. Stick around for today's video.
Scrolling through your paradise, making me realize.
All right, so what people expect, and then I'm also going to share a little bit about my own experience. Now, most people who leave the West and they come out to the Philippines or Thailand or wherever, imagine a life full of tropical beaches, less stress, lower cost of living, dating a younger, exotic, beautiful Asian woman, and romance that would come with that. And honestly, some of that is real. You can absolutely find a slower lifestyle, a less expensive lifestyle, friendships, better weather, and fewer bills. But here's where things kind of get interesting. Moving to a new country doesn't automatically fix what's going on inside. And a lot of expats, I believe, carry that with them into their new country, and things are really just more of the same, just a different location. So some problems that you can't escape: loneliness, anxiety, health issues, addictions, or maybe unresolved like emotional pain. You can bring that luggage with you even if you only pack a carry-on. Now, a lot of expats that I talk to find themselves depressed after just a few months of being here because they expected paradise to erase all their issues, all their problems. And a lot of people sometimes are running from something. But, for me, in my experience, happiness usually happens when you're running towards something, not away from something. But even in my own case, initially I was happy, but after a while I did start to feel some loneliness, and I had some things that I was still unhappy about that I carried with me here. So the Philippines, why some people actually find joy here? That said, the Philippines can absolutely bring you joy. It can help create a happier life if you come with the right mindset. And here's why. It's kind of a family-centered culture, so I do feel like you form closer relationships with like a lot of Filipinas, maybe even with their family if you're in a relationship with a Filipina. All right, guys, sorry I had to change locations because we have been getting some crazy heavy rain here in the Philippines, flooding all over. And the skies just turned black, and I was like, I need to get home or I could be stuck at this coffee shop for a while. And so off to home I went, and got a little bit wet, but made it back before the flooding, or not the flooding, but the rain started coming in, and hopefully it doesn't flood here. But let's get back to the topic at hand. So a lot of people also think that moving from the Philippines to maybe another Southeast Asian country will also fix it as well. So again, like, I know a lot of foreigners, and vice versa, this happens. A lot of foreigners will say, you know what? Okay, Philippines isn't bringing me happiness. Let me head over to Thailand, Malaysia, Vietnam, Cambodia. So not only now do they think that moving from their Western country to the Philippines will fix their happiness, but also then, okay, even the Philippines isn't bringing me happiness. Let me try one of these other countries, and it doesn't. But they think it will because maybe lower food costs, which is very true in a lot of Southeast Asian countries, lower than the Philippines. 2, more developed infrastructure like Vietnam, Malaysia, Thailand does have better infrastructure than the Philippines. And 3, maybe different dating scenes or professional opportunities, perhaps. More modern cities like Bangkok or Kuala Lumpur or Ho Chi Minh City or Hanoi. But a lot of people then get there and they find it less warm socially, or harder due to the language or maybe the visa system. So the happiness gain isn't automatic, and it may not happen, and they may end up back in the Philippines. So for me, the real key to happiness abroad are the following. Number 1, come with realistic expectations. don't be disillusioned. Listen, you need to understand it's going to be completely different than what you're used to. You're going to have to give up some things, but you're also going to gain a lot of things. But don't come with don't come with all these expectations that just can't be met. And two, you got to build community and don't isolate. A lot of foreigners will move out here and they just isolate themselves. You have to almost, even if you're an introvert, you got to push yourself out a little bit to go meet people, locals, other foreigners, get out to the coffee shops, join a Facebook group where maybe other expats hang out, find out where they meet up on a weekly or monthly basis. You got to put yourself out there and you got to meet people. You've got to understand and learn the culture a bit so you can engage with locals, learn some key phrases in the local dialect. That will go a long way as well. Just it's not that you have to fully integrate, but you got to integrate a little bit so you can, they will respect you more and it'll be easier to meet people. You also got to stay healthy, physically and mentally. I mean, a lot of people come here and they just let themselves go even further. And for me, it's very important that I have a gym. I mean, get some exercise. You know, you feel better about yourself. Just get some exercise and you're going to feel better physically and mentally. And I also find creating a routine with a purpose helps. Volunteering, creating, socializing, all these things will help. I mean, I've got this routine. I'm not so fixed on it that if I'm not on that routine, I'm lost. No, I don't mind breaking the routine, but it helps to have a routine. It helps to have some normalcy, things that you do. For example, I wake up in the morning, I have my first cup of coffee, I head over to the gym, I come back, I shower, I answer some emails, maybe I make a video, then I go maybe meet a friend for lunch. On a nice afternoon, I'll take a ride on my motorbike, go watch some of my favorite series on TV, date, whatever, you got to have some bit of a routine. You just have to remember that happiness isn't on a map. It's a mindset. But certain places, like the Philippines, can definitely make it easier to stay in that mindset. That's for sure. So moving doesn't always buy happiness, but it certainly can help. And so I guess my final thoughts on this is it worth it? So, if you're stuck in traffic, freezing in winter, and surrounded by stress in your home country, yes, moving abroad can be a relief for a lot of people. A lot of people, it changes their outlook on life, it changes their stress levels, but sometimes people come here and it adds more stress to their life. So that's why I say you really got to give it a try before you just jump right in and move. But also just don't move away from pain. Move towards purpose, growth, and human connection. Whether that's in the Philippines or elsewhere in Southeast Asia. Just focus on what you need to thrive. So for many, again, life does get better here. But it's not because it's perfect, because it isn't perfect. But it's probably because they've built a life more aligned with who they really are. So guys, if you've been thinking about making the move, already living abroad and have had a different experience, drop a comment down below. I read every one. I may not respond to everyone, but I definitely read every one. And if you want help planning your move or finding the right city in the Philippines, check out my consultation link in the description, in the pinned comment, or on my website, geointhephilippines.com. Like, subscribe, and follow. So many of you watch my channel but actually haven't subscribed yet, so I appreciate it if you do subscribe. And follow for more real-life talk about life, love, and living abroad. So I appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much, and I'll see everyone on the next video. Ciao.